Hello everyone, I am Albear SOBHY, a Bachelor Computer Science student at Indy International University. I will introduce MetrySys Cybersecurity Wake-Up Call. In February 2025, MetrySys suffered a major cybersecurity breach due to a zero-day vulnerability in an outdated third-party plugin used in their web application firewall. Zero-day vulnerability means there is no security patch available to protect systems from exploitation, and the developers has no time to discover the issue before it was exploited by the attackers. Let's go into details of the accident. The attackers exploited the vulnerability, gained administrative access, and extracted encrypted patient data from MetrySys's cloud database. 17 clinics were affected, with over 55,000 patient records compromised. Although the data was encrypted, encryption keys were stored and securely on the same server. And because there isn't CMOR intrusion detection, the breach went undetected for 9 days. And it was discovered when the attackers demanded a ransom in Bitcoin after leaking sample data on the dark web. This accident had bad consequences. Client fallout: 5 major clinic groups paused or canceled their subscriptions. Reputation damage: MetrySys was featured in several news outlets as an unsafe health tech provider. Regulatory action: the Malaysian PDPA office launched an investigation and fined MetrySys Rm 1.5 million. Operational disruption: clinics temporarily used manual record keeping, causing patient delays and trust issues. So what's MetrySys Solutions? It is an established application service provider, ASP, headquartered in Singapore. ASP, or Application Server Provider, is a company that provides application service through the internet. This service works as a bridge between client and server, which reduces the complexity of client problems. MetrySys Solutions offers cloud-based electronic health records (EHR) systems to over 40 private clinics and specialty hospitals across Southeast Asia. Through its flagship platform, Metry Link 360, an electronic health record (EHR) system is a digital version of a patient's records history, designed to store, manage, and share patient health information across different healthcare facilities. Its flagship platform, Metry Link 360, allows healthcare providers to manage patient records securely, automate appointment scheduling and billing, access real-time patient data from any authorized device, generate prescriptions and lab orders digitally enter started equals. As an example, Silver Care Clinic, a regional chain of elderly care clinics in Malaysia, and it's one of subscribers to Metry Link 360 via a monthly peruser fee. And it's one of the clients which affected badly by this data breach accident. The attackers get all their patient data, medical histories, and billing records which stored on MetrySys's cloud servers. Let's take a look on threats and the risk analysis that might happen to such kind of systems. Security issues identified: weak security governance, no formal security operations center (SOC) or dedicated CISO within MetrySys. Poor patch management. Known vulnerabilities remained unpatched for 5 months despite vendor alerts. Improper key management. Encryption keys stored without key vaulting or separation of duties. No CMOR intrusion detection. Lack of real-time security event monitoring allowed prolonged exposure. Unclear responsibility in SLA. The Service Level Agreement, SLA, did not specify incident response time, data breach notification timelines, or liability clauses. Now for the risk analysis. Zero-day vulnerability isn't the only risk that could exist. There were other risks to manage like phishing, ransomware, insider data theft. Phishing. It is a type of cybercrime where attackers impersonate a trusted entity, such as a company or individual, to trick victims into revealing sensitive information like passwords, credit card numbers, or bank details. These fraudulent communications, often disguised as emails, texts, or phone calls, are used to steal data. Ransomware. It is malicious software that encrypts data on servers or endpoints. The attacker demands a ransom payment in exchange for a decryption key. Insider data theft. It refers to the unauthorized access or misuse of sensitive data by someone within the organization, including employees of the healthcare provider or the application service provider, ASP. This type of threat is particularly dangerous because it bypasses traditional security defenses and often goes undetected for long periods, and that will emphasize the importance of physical security. SOBHY lacked a formal cybersecurity framework and missing security policies. We will talk about the CISO and SOC and their role in security. A CISO, or Chief Information Security Officer, is a senior-level executive who leads an organization's information security strategy and operations. They are responsible for protecting the organization's data and systems from cyber threats and ensuring compliance with relevant regulations. A SOC, or Security Operations Center, is a centralized team and facility responsible for protecting an organization from cyber threats, by continuously monitoring, detecting, analyzing, and responding to security incidents and vulnerabilities. SOC teams use people, processes, and technology to manage security infrastructure, analyze threat data from various sources, and implement measures to prevent or mitigate attacks, ensuring a strong overall cybersecurity posture. Now it's obvious that security goals should include ensuring confidentiality, integrity, and availability of health data, establishing clear roles and responsibilities, maintaining compliance with data protection laws. Physical security. Physical security means the security of the physical infrastructure that hosts the applications offered by an ASP or a physical security as a service (SaaS) provider. For a client using an ASP, the ASP is responsible for ensuring its own data centers and equipment are secured. The main responsibility for physical security is how to secure facilities by biometric access, to avoid unauthorized people from getting into the data center. Locked enclosures, critical equipment and infrastructure are housed in locked containers. Security personnel, trained staff to guard all entry points and monitor the premises. Observation systems, cameras with advanced features like night vision and motion detection to monitor the perimeter. As we see in this accident, SOBHY encrypted data, but stored encryption keys on the same server. That was a critical mistake. Data protection recommended to ensure confidentiality and integrity. What's encryption? It is the process of encoding data including backup data, using a cryptographic algorithm so that it can only be accessed or read by someone with the correct key. There are two main types. Symmetric encryption, same key is used for encryption and decryption. Asymmetric encryption, uses a public key for encryption and a private key for decryption. Why encryption is important? Security, it protects sensitive information from being stolen by hackers. Privacy, it ensures that only authorized individuals can access the data. Data protection, it secures data both at rest, when stored on a computer, and in transit, when being sent between devices or across networks. Compliance, many regulations and standards, such as GDPR and HIPAA, require organizations to encrypt personal data to comply with legal requirements. Service providers, ASPs, play a vital role in modern healthcare by enabling cost-effective, scalable, and accessible hosting of electronic health record (EHR) systems. By outsourcing infrastructure and application management, healthcare organizations can focus more on patient care and less on IT complexity. However, the SOBHY breach highlights the real-world impact of weak cybersecurity in healthcare. Organizations must proactively manage risks, implement strong policies, and protect sensitive data at all levels. This case also highlighted critical risks, particularly around data security, privacy, and regulatory compliance. To mitigate these risks, healthcare organizations or ASP must enforce strong encryption practices, conduct regular audits, and implement strict security policies, especially against threats such as zero-day vulnerability, phishing, ransomware, and insider data theft. It is essential to maintaining the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of sensitive health data,